free call. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm getting ready. I am actually live this morning. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Free Texas campaign, Voices from Behind the Walls. Of course, I am the queen of collaborations, Angela Thomas Smith. If you guys would please share this in your circle of influence, because you never know what someone may need. You never know who may be in this situation. So I implore you to share this in your circle of influence if you would. If you have questions, please post them in the comment section and we will get them answered. But my whole gist, my whole idea is to shed light on the injustice and the corruption that has plagued the state of Texas for over 3 to 4 decades now. We're coming across so many cases this year that I have been hosting this podcast and doing this. I have uncovered so many other cases, and it's just every day it's a new case, and it's sad, and it's time for the state of Texas to be held accountable for all of the injustices, the overly and wrongfully incarcerated. So we're speaking out. If you are not attached to the Free Texas campaign, I want you guys to make sure that you are following us. We're on all most major platforms that stream podcasts. You can check us out on YouTube, iHeart, Speaker.com, U42, right here on Facebook. It's just many platforms that you can check us out on. Well, right now, I am going to turn the floor over to my guest on today and allow him to shed a little bit of light on his story, as well as whatever he would like to share about his situation. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Hello, my name is Michael M. Trujillo. I was convicted of capital murder in 2003 of June. I was innocent of the murder, but I was guilty of the drugs that were involved that led up to the murder. The state of Texas, when they put me on trial, they said I was the leader of the Mexican mafia, which was not true. The person that did the murders is free. He became a state witness, and he's still free. He admitted to doing a crime, this crime, and he was a week out on parole when these murders happened. And they didn't do anything for him. They just let him tell nothing but lies. So they made it seem like I was some big time Mexican mafia person. I am not. I'm non-gang affiliated. During my trial, they brought up all these points about how I was this leader, and everybody that testified in my behalf, they would just say that no, he's saying that because he's the leader of the Mexican mafia. I have witnesses on both sides of my house saying that they saw that I had a gun pointed at me. One of my thought partners that were there with me got on the stand and told the truth about what really happened that night. And they said it's not true because I was the leader of the Mexican mafia and we made him say this stuff. So during my trial, everything the state put against me backfired on them. And the judge in the end of my trial said that if I would have had a trial by judge, by law, he would have had to acquit me. So there's some things in my story that is just blatant. It's out there. I have all these lawyers that were contacting my family how they want to take over my case and get me out of here, and nothing's ever happened because during my appeals, it's the same thing. I kept getting denied because they keep putting the Mexican mafia jacket on me. This case had nothing to do with the Mexican mafia, but the person who did these murders made statements saying that I was the leader of the Mexican mafia. So there's some of the things that were happening. And I'm going to tell the truth about what finally I'm going to tell the truth about what happened that night when the murders happened. So are you ready?
Yes, I would love to hear, but it's just crazy how they can they can convict somebody off of what somebody say. Like, what evidence did they have that you were a part of a Mexican mafia for them to even defame your character like that?
They had no evidence. They just ran with it, because San Antonio, Texas, it's known for the Mexican mafia. So they just thought they had a clear cut case that they were finally going to break the system. They were going to break the Mexican mafia down. And then myself, I was a hostile witness. I didn't want to help them, and I'll get to that right now. It's because my family was threatened. If I would have came forward, he threatened to kill my wife and my kids. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get to the story about how the murders went down and how there were 2 police officers in front of my house when it happened. So it was December 26th, 2001. It was 11:45 when I went home. See, the whole story was that I lured him to my house to kill him. That's not true. I was going to meet him at his bar. But he was on the east side where I lived, and asked if he could meet at my house. And I told him, sure. But I was separated from my wife, so, he had to get there and, we had to take care of what we were going to take care of, and he had to leave. So when all that was done, I went to my house, and when I pulled up, 2 police officers blocked my driveway. So I told my friends, I had 4 other friends with me. I told them to go to the game room. They went to the game room, and I talked to the officers and asked them what was going on. And they told me that the neighbor's kids had called 911 and hung up. And I was like, oh, okay. So I sat there and I talked to them. At this time, victims Joe and Steve pulled up. And they asked me if everything was okay. And I said, yeah, everything's great. Why don't y'all just go to the game room, and I'll be with y'all a little bit. He said, you know what, I'm going to talk to your wife, see how she's doing, and I'll go back there. I said, that's fine. So I stuck to the police office for about 30 minutes. It was 10:45 when they got there. So I left about 11:20 maybe to go see how my wife was doing, and I went to the back. 2 police officers still up front. When I walked into the garage or the game room, I asked, well, you can feel the tension. So I was like, what's going on? And that's when Danny Gonzalez is the one that did these murders. He pulled the gun and told him to get the F on the floor. And while he did that, my first reaction was, what the F are you doing? And he turned around on me, and when he looked at me, he just, these guys got on the floor, and he turned around and shot each one once in the back of the head. And then he turned the gun back on me, and he started screaming, giving orders. And then Adam is one of the guys that was with me. He pointed the gun at Adam, told him, shoot him. And Adam's looking at me, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So Adam shoots each one once, but he shot one person, only Joe. And it stayed like that. They turned the lights off in the game room. I took off because I was basically in shock. When I went out, the 2 officers were still up front. So I went in the house. When I was in the house, about 10 minutes later, Fernando goes in there. It's one of the guys that was with me. Knocked on the door and said, hey, man, Dan said, if you don't come out here, he's going to come in here and kill your wife and kids. So I went back out there. When I'm back out there, me and him are arguing. That's when the neighbors see what's going on. We're arguing when he's trying to get me to tell me what I'm going to do, how what's going to happen. I'm telling him, why the hell did you do this? Whatever. He told me to shut the fuck up. You're going to do what I tell you, and that's whatever. So then Fernando's like, okay, I'll do it. Well, Fernando, Steve, and Adam, they load the bodies in the car. And then Dan's in the car trying to steal the radio while they're putting one in the trunk, and they put the other one in the back seat. So one of the back seat's still alive. So I tell Fernando, hopefully he'll live, but he did not live. So they make Fernando take the car, and they disconnect it on the side of the road. So when that's all said and done, we go back to my house. He's giving us orders, telling us what's going to happen, what we're going to do, and how we're going to do it. So that's how the murders happened. That's the truth, how Danny Gonzalez did these murders. So fast forward like a month. Danny gets caught doing something with the police. To this day, I'm not sure what he got caught with. We're thinking it's drugs. I'm not sure yet. But we do know that he told them that if they let him make it, he'll give up these murders he know about. And that's the murders that happened at my house. And what he did was he switched roles. For everything that he did, and he said I did. And, he was in shock, and that, even he gave all these statements about how I was a big-time Mexican Mafia member and all this stuff. And when they came to get me, they weren't trying to help me. They were thinking that I was the Mexican Mafia. They were doing all this stuff, and they questioned me. And they were mad because I was a hostile witness. I said, look, at my life today, I'm not giving on those statements. So everything leaked. My wife was pregnant. I was gonna. We were in the process of trying to work things out between us. And the day that I turned myself in is the day I was taken up to prenatal, and after the hospice called, they wanted to talk to him. And my wife said, we need to get a lawyer. So the lawyer talked to the lawyer. The lawyer called him to get a warrant for arrest for capital murder. So I turned myself in. This is when the nightmare started. Do you think the system is here for us? They do not. I was in county jail for, I want to say, 2 days, and every time I got to a section, they would run in there. The Ninja Turtles is what they call them, and they would come get me, saying that the next office was going to kill me. They would move me. They kept moving me from section to section to section. And they think, I don't remember what floor it was, but it was, I guess, where they could offer you a deal with. They offered me a full party. But they told me that I had to give up the Mexican Mafia. I told them, look, I don't know anybody from the Mexican Mafia. I don't know who the leader is. I can't help you. I said, but if you want me to sign that, you might as well go and give me my death certificate. I can sign that too. They said, you got 1 hour to help us, or we're going to charge you with capital murder. So I said, I need to talk to my lawyer. They would not let me talk to my lawyer. They stuck me in that little cell that you could burn stand up in. And they waited the hour, and they just put me back in the city. And that's all the things. We started finding out little by little how he made all these statements about that night. All his statements were contradicting. The state to this day doesn't know the truth about what really happened that night. They got this story that one of them was killed at the house and one was killed in the car. That's not true. They were both shot in the game room. One was alive, the one that was in the back seat. They're saying that I got in the car and I sat in the driver's seat and I turned around. I shut up. That's not what happened. They put an FBI expert on there, and he blew that out the water, saying that wasn't true. That I never touched the car because they were talking about latent brakes and everything that the state put on. Nothing was performance, but they didn't have a lesser included. During my trial, when they went to deliberations, they asked for the jury came back and asked for a lesser included. The judge goes on record saying that no, it's all or nothing. So the DA, and then they throw their things and they walk out thinking that it's going to be either an acquittal or a mistrial, because the judge says, I want to acquit him because I don't want the state trying to recharge this man. So they came back an hour later with guilty, and ever since then, all my appeals have been denied. Keep saying Mexican Mafia. And to this day, I'm a non-gang file, never been on gang file. And the Supreme Court, when he ruled on my case, now they're saying that I didn't do the murders. They're saying it's all parties. They're saying that Danny Gonzalez, the person that is free right now, he's saying that he's a known confirmed Mexican Mafia member and that he did these murders, but due to the law in Texas, he had to confirm it on the all parties. So now I'm here for all parties. I've been locked up going on 22 years. For something I didn't do. I didn't do the murders, but I was guilty of being in, doing drugs and stuff like that, selling drugs. But that night, I had nothing to do with it that night. The 2 police officers that were there testified on the stand saying that if I had anything to do with those murders, they would have been able to notice that. I would have been real nervous if I lured them to the house. I talked to them. I was joking with them, making sure that everything was okay with the kids next door. They asked me some questions if how they used to fight. I said no. They're pretty good people. So they got to understand that in all the 25 years that he's a police officer, he's never met anybody that can be a cold-blooded killer like that. And he said that Mr. Trujillo had no knowledge of what was going to happen that night. But the state was against me, because I wouldn't help him.
Like they wanted you to give information that you did not have. They wanted you to be a party of something that you were not a party of. And then they so in other words, they're they pretty much saying their own officers are liars because they did not believe what their own officers said. I mean, so really, what I don't get it. I really I'm not understanding this. And then they so immediately after this happens, no one gets arrested right after this happens. You get arrested months after this. Whenever this guy gets,
it's a month and a half later.
And you only get arrested because this guy is hemmed up and he tells them that he know who did the murders.
Yes,
So,
and it's all documented. This guy, like I said, he's been out on parole. He was out on parole not even a week when this happened. And there's other crimes that he's done that I know about. And he threatened my family. My neighbors owned a restaurant. When I was in county jail, he went over there looking because I had to move my wife. I moved my wife and kids to another house. He tried to run my father up the road. The neighbors, he threatened them, said he's going to do whatever it takes to get her. He was trying to get me to sign for this time. The other guy, Adam Gomez, he's here incarcerated. The deal was me and Fernando were going to testify in his case about he didn't kill nobody, but he shot a dead person. So they're saying that I should have got like an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's what Adam should have got, and that's what I would have got. So we were going to testify to Adam's defense. And at the last minute, he signed for his time. Well, we didn't know what was going on, like what the hell's going on. So then we find out that dad got to his family and threatened to kill his mom and dad and his wife and whoever, and he signed for his time. So this guy, he's been getting up information for years. He works for a repeat offender. I don't know the rest of it, but he works for them. He's like a really, he's a bad dude. He's killed people before. He gets away with it. Like this one, they know he did it. The state knows he did it. They told me, we want you to, we want you to do this, this, and this. But I was like, man, my life's in danger. My family. I wasn't really more concerned with my daughters and children. Concerned for my wife and kids because we were not together at the time. And they didn't care. They didn't care. They just didn't give us the next amount. Like, why do you want me to give us the next amount? They wanted to hit her. I'm like, why do you want me to do that? I don't know who it is. They wanted me to do things that it was impossible. And like I said, this man was going around threatening my family. And then finally, I made bond. They let me make bond. Because the DA said that the motive for the murder was that I killed these men for $1,500, and that was not true. I never admitted this, but I used to sell large amounts of drugs. And $1,500 was not nothing, and for them to say that was not because their trial, they proved that wrong, but like the jury wasn't. They were for me, that they weren't for me. Then I had a juror that was on there that she started crying, saying she didn't want to be a part of the jury because she knew that they were screwing me over. And then I worked on airplanes, so I had 100 character witnesses from the airport, like Southwest Airlines, American Airlines. They were going to go speak for me. And the judge didn't allow it. He said I had to pick 5. So we picked the company I worked for, my baseball team that my son worked was on, and people from the company. Well, my son's coach came on. His ex-wife was on my jury, and it was a bitter divorce. And it was just a nightmare. I mean, it was like one thing after another. And then when everything seemed like it was going to go for me, they asked that question. And, it should have been a mistrial. Capital murder, beyond a reasonable doubt, should have mistrial, but he didn't. And he's on record saying that I'm innocent. But he wanted to, because he said that they were going to retry me if they didn't acquit me. So I was like, man. And then we had a jury pool. My family paid for them to ask them what was going on. They said they thought I was innocent, but I was guilty of the drugs, and they wanted to give me time for that. But I wasn't charged for drugs. I was charged for killing them, and then they said that I didn't necessarily kill them, that I ordered the hit. And now the Supreme Court judge says I didn't do neither of those. It's all parties. So, you know, I just
So,
you know,
I mean, so I make me understand this. So, mid during your trial, they changed your charges 3 times, or said you could be you could be charged for this instead of this instead of that. I mean, how they go from capital murder to?
Well, the Supreme Court judge says now I'm here for wrong part, but during my trial, opening statement said that I murdered these dudes, that I pulled the gun and I shot them. And when as the trial was going on, they didn't even know what happened. The judge pulled a lot of sidebars, like, what the hell, you know? And then after a while, they started saying, okay, well, it doesn't necessarily mean that he pulled the trigger. It went from me killing them to me ordering the hit during my trial. That was during my trial. Another thing they did was they said that I was an alcoholic, a drug abuser, and an abusive husband. Well, all three of those were not true. Like I said, I work on airplanes, so they do a background check on you. I don't drink or do drugs. Never have, and never will. Never been high in my life. And they put somebody on the stand. They said that, you know. So the judge was like, "What the hell?" He tells the DA what's going on here, you know. So the whole trial, they could not prove anything. The only thing they proved was me and my wife were separated and I had a girlfriend. That's the only thing they proved that was true, you know. But I wasn't cheating on my wife. We were separated. We were in the process of a divorce. And his case brought us back together, you know. So, like I said, that's the only positive outcome of this whole case is me and my wife got back together. So, I just got screwed all the way around, you know. My family's hired lawyer after lawyer. I had a Alan Brown. They wouldn't let him represent me, but he says he goes on record saying that if he would have represented me during trial, I would have never got convicted. You know. There was 5 of us there, like I said. Fernando got on the stand and told the complete truth of what happened. He didn't even listen to it. The only thing they said was he was the Mexican mafia, and I made him say that. So that's why I keep saying the state doesn't know what happened that night, because they don't. Fernando got 2 years for tampering with evidence. Steve Saldano was like, I kind of raised him, and he was there at night. And when I gave my statement to my lawyer and Fernando gave his statement to his lawyer, the only discrepancy was where Steve was. I didn't know where Steve was when it happened. And that was the only thing we had different. That's why our lawyers were like, holy shit, you're not lying. No, I'm not lying. You know, because we gave our statement, you know, completely apart. I wasn't counting, and Fernando, I think he ran the Corpus Christi because he was in fear of his life. And it's like I said, everything they put against me, it backfired against the state, but still, here I am. So, 10 years. It's something I didn't do, and I'm fed up, you know. This guy, Danny Gonzalez, is still free. You know, there's so many crimes that he did that I could speak upon. You know, one of them I'll stay here on the air if you don't mind, but he's, I don't know if you ever heard of the Rolex tennis out of San Antonio.
I haven't. I live in South Carolina.
Okay, well, he's the one that started that, and it's never caught him for that. You know, he does a lot of things, and now we know, everybody knows that he's working for the law, so they're letting him get away with this stuff. You know, when he gave his statement in this murder trial, this murder case, he tells in one of his statements, he says that we were just going to rob him. You know, he's out on parole. Why didn't they arrest him? I mean, at this time, I'm not even thinking about this. You know, I'm just ignorant to the law. And the Lord pointed it out. You see what he's saying here? I was like, yeah. And he's like, man, he was on parole. He should have revoked his parole. That's when we knew he was working for the state. And to this day, I don't even know why he killed that man for those men. None of us do. We don't know the real reason why he did it. You know, there's stories that the Mexican mafia had a great background. Well, I mean, I can't say it's true or not because I don't know. You know, they're thinking that some people think he was jealous because of the drugs. The guy had money. To this day, we don't know what the real reason was. You know. And then on the victim side of the family, I've had threats from the dad's side, from the dad in this one, the sister husband. They're in gangs, so it's just complete nightmare, you know. But I did this to myself, like I said, the life that I was living led to that. And yes, I deserve to come to prison, but not for capital murder, you know. I didn't hurt either one of those men. I had nothing to do with it. I never planned it. I'm paying for what I did, you know, my part, you know, for the life I lived. And there's nothing to do about it now. So every time a lawyer contacts my family, they're going home, they get my family all like, oh yes, we didn't get him home. Oh yeah, but we need $100,000. I'm like, if you feel you can get me home, then why don't you get me home? You know?
Right.
You know, all they talk about is how much money that they say, oh, so you can have that money. I will sign a waiver. You can have that money. I don't need the money. I just want to go home with my family. You know.
So
and
what?
Like my mom.
What would you like for those that are tuned in today? Those that have a heart and those that may be willing, you may have legal aid or somebody out there, an activist or someone out there that works for an organization that may be able to assist. What would your desires for them today to be?
Oh, it would be great if somebody would pick up my case to believe in my innocence to help me get out. Like I said, I don't want no money. I just want to go home. I'll sign my waiver. I'll sign my rights or anything. I want the truth to come out. I believe this man needs to come to prison because murder is a lifetime. They can come get at any time. And I'll testify. You know, I'll do what it takes to get him in here because he deserves to be here. Now, if I have to stay here too, then that's fine. You know, the only thing I care about is my family. My family's afraid right now, thinking that something's going to happen to them. You know, because of my speech too. So, my son's saying, my son told me, Dad, I don't want to incriminate you. So I said, how can I incriminate myself if I'm here for the worst charge you can get? And I'm here, I've been locked for 22 years. What more can they do? So they're going to take everything from me. I just want somebody to help. You know, I hired Halo, and they went to talk to my phone partner, and he helped me, but he's mad. You know, like, this is my fault. I guess it is my fault, you know. But if he would have held his gun and went to trial, he would have got, I think, time for life there. I got capital. And they're saying, oh, party, how did I get worse than him? But, you know, that's always for another day. You know, I just want somebody to come in and be true and help them. So, my family will pay whatever they have been. I think my family's paying over $300,000, and I'm still sitting here with a capital murder.
That's crazy.
And I'm hiring somebody to Lord against that.
That's crazy. When these people just need to do their jobs. These people just need to do their jobs. I mean, it's so many holes. You shouldn't have to keep paying lawyers that amount of money, and then they doing absolutely nothing. When some of these people, all they need to do is go over, and I'm calling for the Department of Justice to evaluate and to look at a lot of these cases. Just like they going into Mississippi, into a lot of these places. They here in South Carolina looking at the South Carolina DC. So the same thing that they're doing here in South Carolina, they need to do in Texas. They need to start with the governor because he's putting down a lot of these laws. He's putting down a lot of these underhanded things that is allowing these people to be able to do what they do. Because I look at this, they assign these public defenders who becomes assistant district attorneys, then they become district attorneys, and then they get on the Court of Appeals. So then when you get up for appeals and putting these appeals in, these people already know your case because they defended your case. They put you there. And then they're keeping you there. You now become a prisoner, a political prisoner, because now they got control. They can do whatever they want to do. And it is unfair. It is unfair. And I thank you for coming on today, sharing your story, being transparent, and allowing the people to hear your story. Anytime you want to come back, you please just reach out to me. Again, I am going to be sharing that you sent me on the blog so that people can see what is going on. And people can hear what is going on. I'm going to make clips of this. I'm going to be sharing this around. If you have family members that's on social media, get them to share this video. Get them to push this video across their social media. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on speaker.com. We're on Spotify, iHeart. They can hear this, put this out here because everybody needs to hear these things. And this is not the only case. There's so many other cases just like yours. So there's a problem. And it is a repeat. There's a pattern that need to be addressed.
Thank you for using Securus.
It needs to be addressed. So I am encouraging you guys to get involved. Y'all are hearing story after story. We're not making this up. This cannot be made up. So I'm asking you guys that hear this to get involved. If you're in Texas, this should make you upset. This should be something that you want to get involved in because this could be your loved one. This could be your family member. This could be your son. This could be your brother. So I'm pleading with you guys. Get involved if you're in the state of Texas. Contact your representative. Contact your Congress. Contact your senator. Contact your governor. Let them know that this is unacceptable, y'all. Unacceptable. And you're going to be hearing more stories like this. Y'all, I have a list. It's ridiculous. I have a list of these many people that have reached out to me. These are the people that I'm working with right there in TDCJ, the Department of Corrections in Texas. Now, it's sad. It is sad. But enough is enough. And we're calling for the DOJ to get involved. Y'all stay tuned. I'll be back at 12:10. I have another interview at 12:10, 12:45, and then 1:55 today. So y'all stay tuned. If you come across this, please share this with somebody. You never know what the next person may be in need of. Again, I thank you guys. I thank you. I thank you for all your support. Again, I am the queen of collaboration, Angela Thomas Smith. I am one of the co-founders of the Free Texas Campaign, where I believe that we have to be the change that we want to see in this world. And that's my motto across all of my platforms, y'all. Be that change.